Hello and welcome. I don't think seeing if things are working here. It's been a while. I think I got everything. All right, so welcome to the latest episode of the Untitled Car Show. We have a few things to go over. I'm probably gonna do a video later on this week to kind of wrap some things up here, but this is gonna be a little bit of a quick episode. Um, some things are working and some things aren't working. So let's kind of get into it. We got a little bit of old news happening. Um, Indy 500 winner Joseph Newgarden, for the first time, has won the Indy 500. I watched a bit of the race, especially the end of the race. Bunch of crashes there and some wild ones. Pretty crazy stuff. It was pretty cool to watch. Always, that race is actually always pretty good to watch. It's exciting to watch that. Um, but yeah, congrats to Joseph Newgarden for the win. Um, One of the last crashes, the one of the car's tires kind of flew over the fence, um, and wrecked I believe a Chevy Cruze. It was that got wrecked with that. Um, Now that's some old news stuff. We got real quick. Been to a few car shows recently. Um, as recent as yesterday, last week, I went to the Ford Nationals at Carlisle. Um, so I'm gonna do a video about the car show stuff um, later on this week. I was gonna do it here on the Untitled Car Show, but um, yeah, I'm kind of throwing things together quick. Um, I was gonna put this off another week, but I decided to do it, and I encountered some technical issues attempting to go live. So we're kind of half-assing here a little bit. Um, Big one this week, 24 Hour of Le Mans. Super excited for that to be happening. Um, it is the centenary, well, it was the centenary race for them. It's been going on 100 years, but I think it's something like only the 91st race or something they were talking about. I watched the first roughly 20 minutes, opening 20 minutes, and then I kind of watched throughout the 24 hours. It's typically how I do it. I leave a TV on the race and kind of come in and out, watch back and forth, and do other things. And then I did catch the end this morning, the last couple of hours. Um, Kind of gets kind of tense, especially if you have somebody who's been the lead car. I believe it was back in 2016, the Toyota was leading and was in the lead on the last lap and had I think like a 2 minute lead or something, and the car just quit on them, so they lost the race. And I mean, so that means anything can really happen. Um, to run those cars full bore for 24 hours is it's a pretty amazing feat. Um, the big story out of that, well, one of the big stories that I've seen personally is a lot of the Garage 56, which, for those that don't know, Garage 56 is kind of um, let's say like bonus entry to the race. It's typically reserved for cars, kind of like experimental cars. I know a couple years they had the Delta Wing. Um, I'm not sure if they ever ran the hydrogen. It was supposed to be a hydrogen car that was running. I don't recall if that ever happened. But yeah, it's generally a like a one-off kind of race, or not one-off, but like a special entry car. It's not really, obviously not going for overall win. It's not really running. It's the only car in its class. So yeah, like experimental technologies and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. This year it was a NASCAR Cup car, the Chevy Camaro. Um, Obviously there was extra uh, aero stuff on it, um, functioning headlights and taillights, which you would have to because of the nighttime driving aspect. Um, it was kind of crazy because it was actually running like about 3 seconds a lap faster than the GT cars. Now, obviously, the Cup car has a bit more horsepower, um, so that kind of helped it along. Um, and it seemed to handle pretty decently. I think if you put the same amount of horsepower, um, if it would have had the same amount of horsepower as the GT cars, it might have, not been as fast. I think, even with the arrow on it, probably still wasn't up to what like the GT cars are running. So yeah, pretty crazy. 3 seconds lap faster than the fastest GT cars. Uh, so that's pretty crazy stuff. It was pretty cool. I did get a little tired. I'm not all that big of a Chevy fan, obviously, but it was cool to see that style of race car, you know, running at the biggest sports car race of the year. Pretty cool stuff. Was seeing a lot of it. It was kind of getting tiring. I was hearing about it, all weekend. Um, but yeah, so the winner. Let's get to the winner of Le Mans, Ferrari, coming back. I believe it was 58 years I saw since the last Ferrari that won overall. Um, so congratulations to Ferrari. Um, the they ran two cars. The other car didn't really do so well. I think they had some technical issues. Um, they did beat the Toyota, which is um, pretty awesome. Kind of happy that that happened, honestly. Um, Toyota's, I don't want to say that they've had it easy the past few years, but they have been for the last couple of years the only factory, um, you know, top prototype car team to be running. So they've, I guess, I mean, like I said, I don't really want to say they've had it easy because it's not really easy to put all that stuff together. But when you have the budget, obviously you can put more into it. Um, but yeah, so congratulations to Ferrari. Uh, so there is a rumor. So I know Lamborghini's coming um, next year. I haven't seen the car. I saw kind of like what it might look like or whatever, but I don't think there's been uh, an official unveiling of it. Um, the Alpine hypercar that's been unveiled. Um, Looks good. And then there's one more, but I can't remember the name of the company. There's one more manufacturer coming, and then there's also the rumor of Hyundai joining in on the hypercar class. Um, that would be pretty interesting. Run, they have a couple TCR cars. Um, they run the Elantra TCR, and obviously they're in the I-20. Their I-20 is runs in WRC, so it would be pretty cool to see them running in a top tier like sports car class. Um, there's also rumor of them going into Formula One too. So I guess we'll see what actually happens and if any of that uh, really comes together for them. It would be pretty interesting to see, to be honest. Yeah, so hopefully they do because that's even more manufacturers in the hypercar classes. There's a few now, so um, definitely sparked a lot of the hypercar thing has kind of sparked a lot of interest from manufacturers, which I like to see. It adds more competition and stuff. Um, as far as leading overall goes for the Le Mans this year, it was pretty much just about everybody had a at least led for a little bit. You had one of the Peugeots led. Obviously Toyota, Ferrari won, so obviously they led, and I believe Porsche also led. Um, you still have Van Wall, who didn't really. I don't think they finished the race. Glickenhaus, I think, had at least one of the cars finish. And I'm not sure what the Porsches did. Um, I was kind of thinking that they would perform a little bit better than what they did, but they didn't. Corvette Racing got uh, the GTE win, and an LMP2. I don't remember the name of the team. It is a Polish team, entirely family run, family owned, and family operated team. One very small team. Uh, and to take their car win at Le Mans was that's pretty cool to hear a story like that. Um, we also had this weekend the new Mustang GT3, which will be competing next season in IMSA competition. It'll be in World Endurance Championship, and it'll be running at Le Mans. Um, unveiled, and I guess the factory team is going to be run through Multimatic. Um, are going to be two-car team, and then Proton Competition has become the first customer team. Um, which that is interesting to me because Proton has run Porsches for a considerable amount of time. So it is kind of cool to see them switch over. Um, but yeah, it was a really good race as usual. Bit of rain, kind of towards the beginning of the race, kind of threw threw it for a loop there a little bit, or on and off rain showers. And with a track that large, it's sometimes there's rain in a little section, and then it's completely dry. So then it's, do you run slicks? Do you run rain tires? Some people switching to rain tires. When it hit, I know there was some cars that went spinning off, and yeah, it gets kind of chaotic. It's pretty cool. If you have a chance to watch the race, you can probably watch the replay. I believe it was there on Motor Trend. I watched it through their app. You can probably get rewatch it or watch highlights if you don't. Obviously, watching a full 24-hour race again is takes a lot of time. Um, that's it. For that, we have last weekend. Um, Gary Newville won Rally Italy in Sardinia. Um, he kind of needed that to boost his championship hopes. Um, as a Pekalapi finished second. I forget who rounded out the podium. Um, like I said, I'm kind of throwing this stuff together here. Until next week. Next week, the show will be put together. But the kind of shocking news I read this week was Cali Rovanpera is in talks with Hyundai, um, which is very interesting because wouldn't think that Toyota would want. I think Toyota will keep him. Um, Obviously, they're gonna work to keep Calais in the Toyota team, and Hyundai really taking a swing and in talks to give him a contract. Kind of White did the same thing. He went from Toyota, won the world championship, went to Hyundai after that, and didn't really have too great of a time there. They're very focused on Thierry, um, and really trying to get him a championship. So if Calais went over, Hyundai does play the team orders game. Toyota really doesn't do that. So, um, yeah, I don't know how it would work, unless they're really thinking of not keeping Terry. Uh, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me that they would be pushing for that. I mean, obviously, he's got a lot of talent. He's already won a championship, last season. Um, so I just don't know how it would work. Um, if he would go in there and be the top driver at Hyundai, I don't think it would happen like that. With Thierry being, the guy who helps develop the rally car and whatnot, I just don't see it. I don't see it working. I think Toyota pushes to keep him. Um, so yeah, I just don't think it would work, to be honest. Um, but yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. We do have another rally in a couple weeks. This coming weekend is the start of the Nitro Rallycross season. Um, it does look like they may have changed the name from Nitro Rallycross to just Nitro Cross. And it seems like it's kind of broadcasting on some new, uh, I don't, maybe it's not a channel, I'm not sure. At least an app. It's Rumble TV or something. I'm gonna look more into that and see what's going on there because they usually air it on Peacock. So I'll see where it airs. But they did say it was gonna be free and live on Rumble. Yeah, that's about it. Um, we got some stuff coming up. I'm gonna be rearranging things a little bit, um, and kind of reworking things and whatnot. So the show will be put together next week. Um, it's really what I'm gonna try to work on. Uh, and then we got news today that Forza Motorsport um, is has a release date finally. It is October 10th. It is up for pre-order. So what's going to be happening is I will be doing streaming as normal, getting kind of back into the streaming thing. Um, I'm going to be pushing to finish the racing games I have started. So that's WRC, Generations. I'm almost done. I have like 3 stages left at Rally Japan, and that will be done. However, I would like to do a full season in using only cockpit view in that. We'll see how that works out because I still have to go through the grid game, the career mode, and the story mode. And then I also still have to get through Project Cars 3. So there's like 3 racing games I have to get through between now and October. So we got roughly about 4 months. So should be able to do it, hopefully. Um, and then try to also keep up with Forza Horizon 5 content and Destiny content. So it's gonna be a little challenging, but I think I can do it. So yeah, catch those streams. Um, I'm reworking schedule, reworking a lot of stuff. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoys at least this week. You can check out the um, previous episodes of the show on YouTube. This will also go up on YouTube. Um, so yeah, there's gonna be more YouTube content, more content here um, on Kick. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great week. If you don't see this live, again, it will be up on YouTube. You can always check out the other episodes. But yeah, otherwise, I will catch you next week on the Untitled Car Show.